couple of hours into Trade Center. Obviously, I wish you were still coaching in the NHL, but yes, I know. Selfishly thrilled to have you here, particularly this year, because when all these trades were happening, I said, at least I have Bruce Boudreau here, who perhaps has more stories than anybody else in hockey because you've been around so long. We did a little map to trace Bruce Boudreau's hockey journey. 6 decades, 9 leagues, 26 teams. Began his professional career in 1975 with the Johnstown Jets in the North American Hockey League. First of 16 teams, including the Leafs and Blackhawks in the NHL. Bruce also played in the WHA, the CHL, the AHL, the IHL, 1 season in the German League back in the mid-'80s, and as a coach behind the bench for 11 different franchises, 17 seasons in the minors before making the jump to the National Hockey League, coaching the Caps, the Ducks, the Wild, of course, most recently the Canucks. It's like this is your life, right here, right? It's unbelievable, and in every one of those stops, the stories just keep piling up. I don't know if there's any better hockey stories though than minor league hockey stories. Tell me some of your favorites on your journey as a player.
The one minor league story that comes to my head all the time here is my first year in Johnstown. We had used to play Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, and that was it. So I mean, on Friday we played at home in Johnstown, and then we had to get on the bus, and it was through a blinding snowstorm all the way to Cape Cod, which was 17 hours normally, but it was like a 21-hour trip after the snowstorm, and there was 16 cots, and I was the 17th player. So I mean, I was on the floor, and there's beer bottles hitting me in the head, going left, right, and center. So we get off the bus and we play.
Wait, so you're literally lying on the floor of that entire bus ride?
Yeah, and I think I had a pillow. I'm not sure though. And then you get off, you play, and you get back in the bus. You do your McDonald's stop because I think we had $8 meal money back then.
Right.
And we went to Beauce, Quebec, which was another 17 hours. And this was at the time the roughest and toughest team. So tough. They had a guy by the name of Wally Weir on their team, and he wore a toque during the game. And the thing was, this is true. I mean, and in Quebec back then, the smoke, you couldn't even see above the glass.
Right.
But I mean, he wore a toque, and if you knocked the toque off his head, you had to fight him.
It was a rule?
That was Wally's rule. And so we won that game, believe it or not, and we backed out of we backed off the ice because we were afraid they were going to attack us. And then it was an 18-hour ride home, and then I think we had Monday off and we practiced the next day.
And you didn't knock Wally's toque off?
And I was about as far away from him. I was zones away from him when we were on the ice together.